Thank you for watching. Today we're going to look at a question from one of our viewers, and we're going to take a look at this question I had about saving $300,000 and being able to retire and how long it's going to last. So we want to thank you for watching. My name is Richard, and leave a comment at the end of the video to let us know what your situation is on saving for retirement. Okay, let's get started here. So our question here today is, I am 55 now, and if I save $300,000 by the time I retire at 65, how much income will this give me? And then a follow-up question here is, how far will $300,000 last me in retirement? Okay, this is a great question. There's a lot of folks that are getting close to retiring. Here's some facts about retirement. One, you may live longer during retirement than you think. The average USA citizen lives about 20 years after 65. 46 million people will be retiring in the next 10 years. Social Security falls short of your expenses. Many Americans have not saved enough. 50% of the people have set up a retirement plan. There are many workers that will continue to work past age 65, and Medicare does not cover assisted living. So these are some questions here about retirement. There's a lot of people that are very concerned about retirement, having enough money, making their money last. There's a lot of factors that we have to guesstimate. We don't know how long we're going to live. We don't know what inflation's going to be like. And so there's various factors that we have to take in command. We're going to look at a scenario here where a person has saved $300,000. We're estimating their Social Security at $1,500 per month. That's $18,000 per year. Living expenses are $35,000 per year total, and expects to live 25 years in retirement. So let's take a look at this and break it down a little bit. $35,000 in expenses. That's home, food, rent, insurance, utilities, etc. The Social Security is going to bring in $18,000 of income. So we're subtracting the $18,000 from the $35,000 in expenses. That's going to leave a deficit of income of $17,000. Now we mentioned that the person here had $300,000. They wanted to know how long it's going to last and what their investment was going to bring. And let's go back down here. So that $300,000, if it invested, would bring about $18,000 per year. So let's look at that. And that's going to cover their expenses there. But let's take a look at that because there's various factors here to take in consideration. So earning at 6%, how are you going to get $18,000 per year out of $300,000? That means you're going to need to earn 6% on your money. Now banks right now, you're lucky to get 2%. So that means it need to be in the market. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. So $300,000 per year gives you about $18,000 income per year from $300,000. And let's break this down a little bit further. So here's a scenario. By the way, you can go to our website, wisdominvestor.com, go to the retirement investor link here and scroll down, and we have all types of calculators that you can use. Okay, so here's a scenario. We're making some assumptions here. How many years should your savings last? We're going to say 25 years. We said earlier, average person lives about 20. You may live longer than that. You may live shorter. It's going to depend on your particular family situation. What is your savings balance today? $300,000. How much do you spend each year? So we're making a statement in this case. We're spending $18,000 per year. So we need some income from that $300,000. So how are we going to get that income? This is a scenario using an investment of 50% stocks, 30% bonds, 20% cash. Okay, if you run that simulation, it gives us a 62% chance of this person being able to have the $18,000 income. His $300,000 is going to last for the 25 years, and minus expenses, he's got a 62% chance of that happening. Which is not too bad. Okay, if now there are some scenarios. We're just making this particular example here, but let's just change some of the scenarios and see what happens here. So let's go back to our example here, and we said if 300,000 earns per year, that would earn 18,000 per year. That would have to be invested in the stock market, okay, to get that. Now there's some other factors here that could help out. If we said this person's living expenses are 35,000, if this person could get their home expenses, make their home paid for, that could drastically reduce that $35,000. That may knock another $12,000 off of that, and that would change our deficit from 17,000 down to about 5,000. So if this person had 12,000 less expenses, that brings their deficit down to only 5,000, which gives you a little bit more cushion on this $18,000 in income, because in this scenario, expenses 17,000, you need to make up, you're making 18. That doesn't give you a lot of room for any emergencies to occur. So our living expenses could go down if we can work on ways to get our living expense, get the house paid for, move to an area where the rent's lower. Okay, now another scenario, maybe this person's actually earning $2,000 per month. That's an extra $500 per year or per month, and that would be an extra $6,000 per year. So if that's the case, in that scenario, that would drop this expense tier down to $12,000 and give this person a little bit more room. So these are some examples of what we need to do, how far $300,000 is going to last. There's some wild card factors I mentioned earlier. One is your longevity. You could possibly outlive your funds. So we have to make those funds last as long as possible. Also withdrawing, are you withdrawing in up years or down years? If you're withdrawing your money in up years, your money's going to last longer. If you're withdrawing in down years, so we have to be very careful with our investments. Also, inflation and taxes are wild cards. Okay, so recommendation in this situation, and this is for almost anybody, get the house paid off. That's the American dream. Own your own house, or live in an area where the rents are lower. Stay healthy. Healthcare costs can blow the budget. So eat right, get some good exercise, eliminate as much stress as possible. So that concludes our video here on how far $300,000 would go and what it would bring in as far as income. Leave your comments on this video, and I hope everyone has a very healthy retirement. And also remember to help somebody else. If you have more than somebody else, help somebody else that's in need. I want to thank you for watching. Leave a comment on the video. Thank you very much.